What is up? 2 minutes in the box with Gordo. April 28th, 2025. Today, we only got two games in the dock. Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning. Will the Tampa Bay Lightning tie the series, or the Florida Panthers will take a commanding 3-1 series lead like last year? And we got the Dallas Stars against the Colorado Avalanche, tied at 2-2. All right. First up, I gotta say, Florida looked sloppy on Saturday. They got that one goal, 1-0 lead, and then Gensel ties the game. And then this was like basically on Saturday, and the Panthers faltered. And Aaron Ekblad's got to do better. A -4 is unacceptable after serving 20 games. Go figure, 420. A -4, missing 20 games. Get your act together, X. I want you to be like X going to give it to you. You got to be better. You got to make sure you stay on the Panthers for a long time with that contract. You got to have that defensive stack, you know. You and Goose have got to kick some ass. Mikula and Zed Jones, Cooley, and Naismith have got to get it going as well. They got to be physical, got to be mean. I want to see Chucky beat the living shit out of Brandon Hagel. Hagel sat out for one game being suspended for trying to attempt to injure Barkov, but I would love to see Hagel get his brakes beaten to a pulp. I would love to see it happen. And all right, so my prediction tonight, I got the Panthers winning this one 4-2. All right, quickly, let's talk about the Stars and Avs. Gabriel Landeskog, man, what a comeback. What a play, what a play, what a play. Man, he is just a phenom. You know, he is just a phenom coming back after 3 years. He is dynamite. All right. So who's going to take the lead and who's going to be in on the break of elimination? I've got the Colorado Avalanche winning against the Dallas Stars. All right. Now I want to say this. Mike Sullivan, he's a coach free agent now. He had 10 years of experience with the Pittsburgh Penguins, two-time Stanley Cup champ, 7 playoff appearances. Last 3 years, didn't make the cut in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting thing, for Mike Sullivan. Yeah, the Rangers are looking for a new coach. The Bruins, the Ducks, the King, not the Kings. If the Kings lose against the Oilers, Bruins are looking for a coach. Blackhawks are looking for a coach. Flyers, Canucks, Kraken. I mean, there's a good category list, but let's just wait and see what happens, when the time comes. And I just don't like it when they just fire the coach, but I mean, what could you do? What could you do after 10 years on the helm? And Sully's got the most wins of all time by a Pittsburgh Penguin coach. I really think we're going to see a very, interesting off season with some of these coaching personnel moves and stuff. And yeah, I would like to see what happens. And oh yeah, I want to talk about some of the latest rumors around the NHL. All right, let's talk about the latest rumors. And one of the things I got to say is Vancouver really ready to move on with Quinn Hughes? The answer, I'm going to go with a yes and maybe on this because I just think that Quinn Hughes is definitely going to go to the Devils. He wants to play in the States. Canada is very expensive to live, and the Canucks are in a very weird crossroads right now. I just don't think it's the right fit anymore. And I think there's going to be a big blockbuster deal in the offseason. Just beside John Gibson from Anaheim, I think Quinn Hughes is going to be leaving the Pacific Northwest. And then Joel Quenneville, Anaheim Ducks are looking at Joel Quenneville to become the next coach. Why would you do that? Anaheim is not even close of contending. Why the hell would you interview Joel Quenneville? Pat Verbeek, what the hell are you doing? I know you two were teammates in Hartford, but no way. You should have kept Greg Cronin another year. I just don't think the Ducks are really capable and ready to contend yet. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, why do you want to bring Joel Quenneville in? I mean, I don't care. He's the second greatest winningest coach of all time, but seriously, that's just stupid. That is just plain stupid. The Ducks have another year. They should have kept Cronin for another year and then focus on bringing Joel in the following season. I know there's gonna be a lockout, but who knows? Who knows about it? Who knows about it? I just don't like these personnel moves. I'm just not a fan of it. And yeah, and I gotta say, Edmonton Oilers tying the series, it's no surprise. It's the goalie carousel every time. If Edmonton doesn't win another Stanley Cup, Connor McDavid, he's going to be moving faster than a glacier into free agency. He will be taking his talents elsewhere if they can't make it over to the top. And I hate to say this, but Connor McDavid might be taking his talents to a no income tax state. I'm predicting this. If the Oilers can't make it another deep run this year and next, Connor McDavid is definitely taking his talents to a southern state. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets tied series, chasing Connor Hall back again, just like the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights did to him 2 years in last year. I mean, Winnipeg might be feeling a lot of heat because, hey, you are a team that is a President's Trophy winning team that is just unacceptable and inexcusable. Just inexcusable. And Cam Fowler, he has been playing very well. 8 points. Cam Fowler, 8 points so far in the first round. Colin Parayko has been playing out of his mind. Same thing with Justin Falk. Man, if the Blues beat the Jets, oh boy, I am feeling the heat with the Jets. I mean, that President's Trophy curse is for reals. It's for reals. And Andrei Sashnikov for the Carolina Hurricanes beating the New Jersey Devils 5-2. A hat trick, second career hat trick. Just simply like he's ready to let out, and he is definitely ready to make a deep run for a Stanley Cup. And yeah, and they got that matchup on Tuesday at 7:30 for a potential second round. And yeah, we got Carolina going to potentially win that series. And then you got Toronto tomorrow night potentially winning their series against the Ottawa Senators. Oh yeah, yeah, this is going to be a colossal impact. And then you've got the Montreal Canadiens on the brink of elimination, and they just lost that Mountain Bowl. And Jacob Dubes played his heart out, but it didn't cut it. So I'll tell you, they got a lot of good young players from Montreal, but I think their season's about to be over once the Capitals go to the second round against Carolina. And that right there, it will be the most yawn, predictable series. I mean, it won't be a bloody surprise. And yeah, so I want to go over this New York Islanders mess. This Islander mess is so bad. I wouldn't be surprised that they gut the whole team, trade every veteran player in this team. They're going to be rebuilding. Patrick Waugh, I don't know if he's going to be coaching next season. This Islanders team is lost. They don't have a direction. They don't have a stable ownership group right now. They don't care. I wouldn't be surprised that the New York Islanders will be a lottery team next year. You heard it here first. I said it before and I'll say it again. The New York Islanders will get the first overall pick. Besides Pittsburgh, I think that's going to be a 1984 Mary Lemieux sweepstakes. The Devils and the Penguins trying to get the number one pick. This time it's Islanders, Penguins within the Metropolitan Division and the bottom of the league. Yeah, and then going to the New York Rangers, we got the Kreider and Zibanejad. I got this interesting feeling that we're going to see those two getting traded at the draft. I wouldn't be surprised. And Drury, he's got a lot of pressure on his hands here. Yeah, I really think this is going to be a very costly, big headache, for the rest for this offseason. This is going to be a headache. This will be a bloody headache. Yeah, this will be a bloody, bloody headache. Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the NHL news. Oh, yeah. And Connor Hallback said this. Since he's on that slump, he's got to play better. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and don't forget that idiot prime minister, cheater, globalist is basically, cursed Winnipeg ever since presenting him a jersey. They're 0-2. And here's my advice to every Canadian team. Don't endorse a globalist because you know what's going to happen that the Stanley Cup is never going to come to Canada for the championship team ever again if you pick a globalist. Everybody knows that globalists are incompetent with power and talent and stuff. They're just stupid in the head. I'm just speaking the facts. It's no frustration. I'm just speaking facts here because globalists are dumb as hell. They don't know anything about power. They just blackmailed and they're just puppets. If you cut the strings, they're gonna act like morons, running around like spewing words like he's Opie from Family Guy. Yeah, you heard it here. Yeah, you heard it here. All right. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about the other games with Toronto and Ottawa. Toronto potentially clinching the second round. Same thing with Carolina against New Jersey. And then you've got Minnesota, Vegas, who's ever going to take that lead, and who's ever going to take the lead between the Oilers and the Kings. Yeah, we got some very interesting games. We've got a late night tonight, and tomorrow we've got four on the floor. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. This has been 2 Minutes in the Box with Gordo. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy the two games tonight. And remember, like, follow, and subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, etc. This is 2 Minutes in the Box with Gordo, the daily grind of news, rumors, and updates. Have a great rest of the day.